this is Model Building 101. In case you've never built a model before, this is a few basic tips that you will need to know. The first thing you need is your model. Now, it's always good to have a good selection of paint. If you don't need it for this model, you might need it for another one. Now first you have your standard paint for using on small parts that you apply with a brush. Then you have your model spray bombs. And then these are my favorite, the paint markers, which are really easy to use and you don't have to clean them up afterwards. And they come in a variety of colors also. You're also going to need glue. I like to use super glue for most of this stuff, but it doesn't work good on glass because it'll make it look all foggy, and you don't want that. So for glass stuff, you need to use model glue. And don't get the non-toxic glue because it doesn't hold very good. So get the good stuff. Now you're going to need something to cut your parts off of the trees. So let's see. Now you want to just cut right here. No, you don't want to use this. But I do recommend using a razor blade or some tiny clippers. They work pretty good. And then you just clip. Now just take a minute to see if you've got everything you need. Now what I like to do is I like to keep all of the glass parts in the packaging. That way you don't get any paint overspray on them by accident. Now it's always important to follow the directions exactly as they go, because if you put something together out of sequence, you can wind up having to take it back apart and it can possibly break. Okay, so first things first. Engine. Okay, now your engine is done. And it's time to move on to the exhaust. Now your exhaust is done, and it's on to the wheels. Now the wheels are done, and it's on to the chassis. Alright, now for painting, if you have a number of parts that are going to go the same color, I usually just paint them right on the tree. Now when you're painting, you want to paint either outside or in a well-ventilated area. Now the chassis is completed, and then you're on to your next step, which is the final assembly. What I did was I had two flat colors, and I went ahead and tried to overspray with some chrome paint to give it like a metallic finish, because I couldn't find metallic in the colors that I had picked out for paint. I could only find regular solid colors, so hopefully that'll turn out alright. Now here's your finished product. And this is about what it could look like. You can use a large variety of colors, pretty much anything you can find. But on this one I just faded the color red to black in the back. It didn't turn out too bad. And there's the interior. That's about it. Now go out and buy yourself a model. Alright, let's go again.
I think you did.
Yep.